מעט אנשים ייכנסו ביחד, זה ממש ייקח עוד כמה שניות. אבל נתחיל, ובינתיים אני אספר לכם על החוויה שלי מאתמול, ואני כבר עם UVID 13 שנים עוד מעט, יחד עם אמיר אפפורט, על החוויה של אתמול, והחוויה של אתמול הייתה להיכנס פה בהכנה, לראות משהו כזה גדול, ולהבין מה הולך לקרות פה. אז אני רוצה להתחיל את המצגת שלי, אני בעצם גם ההרצה של הקונטרול הראשונה, ונדבר על UVID הקרוב, על UVID שלנו, UVID 2025. אחד הדברים מיוחדים בכנס השנה זה שיש לנו הרבה מאוד אורחים זרים שמיד ישבו פה בערך פי 2 מה שאנו תמיד, ולכן נתחיל את הברכה באנגלית. Welcome our distinguished guests from all over the world. It's very unique that you are here and you are welcome. We will speak in the conference in Hebrew, so please use your headset for the translation and please enjoy. You are most welcome, and UVID is the gate to the Israeli UAV community and ecosystem. So you decided to come here and thank you very much. לפני שאנחנו פותחים, אנחנו באירוע השלישי השנה, למעשה אנחנו אירוע שלישי במשך השנתיים האחרונות, שבו אנחנו מציינים את האירוע ואת מה שקרה לנו לפני כשנתיים. נשארנו עדיין עם 3 אנשים בעזה, 2 החל מהלילה, זה נכון, ונמשיך קדימה. אבל אחד הדברים המיוחדים שהחלטנו לציין השנה זה לציין 3 אנשים מיוחדים, 3 משפחות שנמצאות פה איתנו, ששייכות לקהילת הכטב"ם. תודה רבה למשפחת נימרי שנמצאת פה היום ומכבדת אותנו בנוכחותה, עדן גיבורת ישראל, משפחת קוריאט ומשפחת שוויצר, שכמו שנאמר לי זה עם וו אחד ושני יהודים. תודה רבה שאתם פה איתנו ואתם ברוכים הבאים, ותהיו תמיד איתנו כחלק ממשפחה. כמה דברים, ואתם מכירים את הרצאת הפתיחה שלי תמיד, היא מחולקת ל3 חלקים. אני אספר למי שפעם ראשונה נמצא פה מה זה UVID, ויש פה לא מעט שנמצאים פה פעם ראשונה, יש פה גם כאלה שנמצאים פה יותר. אחר כך אני אספר לכם כמה דברים חדשים, מעניינים מאוד על תחום הכטב"ם בישראל ובעולם בשנה הזאת, ותדריך קצר על מה הולך להיות לנו כאן. אז קצת על UVID. UVID הוקם לפני 13 שנים, אנחנו חוגגים את השנה ה-13, זאת בר מצווה, זה מיוחד, התלבשתי בהתאם. אבל מה שמיוחד בו זה שהוא מקום מפגש של כלל קהילת הכטב"ם בישראל, ואנחנו עושים את זה ומציינים כל פעם דברים שקורים פה לראשונה. ב-2015 הכנסנו לראשונה את תחום האזרחי לכאן, ב-2017 פעם ראשונה ציינו את הכטב"ם כמנוע צמיחה לאומי והתחלנו לקדם את הנושא הזה. ב-19 כבר דיברנו על הבמה הזאת על איום הכטב"ם, וב-22 חגגנו 10 שנים, אבל 10 שנים מיוחדות. דיברנו פעם ראשונה על חימוש בעולמות הכטב"ם, יצאנו מהקורונה והגענו למלחמה. UVID הוא מקום שבו מאחד את כלל הקהילה, אבל הוא מדבר בעיקר על התחום האווירי במטרה לדבר בהמשך על הרב זריות, על היבשתי והימי של כלים בלתי מאוישים, ואנחנו
around the surface and the marine aspects, and we're trying to bring them together. This is a conference that talks strategy. It determines what will happen here in the first year or 2. And then we took the mandate to lead this area in Israel. It talks civilian and security together. It brings in topics that we only begin to discuss. One of the things that we're going to introduce here is the UAV threat that we are addressing, how we as a country address and handle. And this is why what we need to look at is where UVID is aiming as a strategic conference and brings the entire community in the ecosystem too. And this year, more than ever before, the international element as well. This is how the community will look like in a few minutes. We have so many seats. There are going to be people on the sides. We switched to this second hall. We want it to be less crowded, but we do want it to be crowded. When you ask me what UVID is from the soft element, we all know how to connect to the soul tree, and that's the soul tree of the UAV community. People who've been together with one another for over 50 years. There are many whom I see And we already have the first squadron that I grew up in, Squadron 200, but there's another squadron already that marked its 25th anniversary this year. So we've had 25 years of the UAV school. So it's one linked tree. You'll meet people that you never expected to meet. Beside business, you'll do other things with them and connect this entire field together into one grand universe. A few findings about 24, 25, a few things that changed this year. One, you'll see who sits around the table. The UAV world is growing and becoming a world race. There are those around the table, but there are those who are absent from that table. And that would be a part of our discussion today. Today, the topic of world war between the Chinese, the Americans, the Turks, and the Russians is significant, and not only in the battlefield. This is how it looks when we look at business. That's how it looks when we talk about future challenges. The American president decided, and just read the headline, unleashing American drone dominance. So it has a well-defined national program that deals with UAV plan. A lot of economy is involved and a lot of domination over information in the world. But in NATO, they expand their activity, and we do feel it here in Israel. There are quite a few people who came from NATO countries, and they're here with us today, and additional organizations that deal with this on the national level. The UAV is a defense and dual use and a civilian accelerator. It challenged us in the last few years, but it is growing. And also on the technological front, this is the second vector. It is a very significant accelerator. We usually talk about the AI world and a bit about communication that turns from communication into spectrum, and we'll talk about that today. But the energy is growing fastly, and we multiply the quantity of energy at every battery, and we want to see how a small drone that until not too long ago was only 20 minutes in the air will stay there for 4 hours. When that happens, it would be more cost effective to use it. And also the materials that are changing. Just look at how many companies are here dealing with complex materials. The wisdom of those materials, and their printing and AI and autonomy and command, and how do you control all those drones and those fleets. But the entire innovation has changed in the world. We know about this from Elon Musk, but also when we talk about a few Israeli startups that were established in the first 2 years of the war that live outside of the box. Their method of life is not the regular way that we developed ammunition or means of warfare so far, and that is what makes them special. And we have the responsibility as a country to make sure that this innovation and this method of work would be maintained when we emerge from that war and when they have to continue working as usual. This is our responsibility to make sure that that happens. And the biggest trend that is leading this entire world is the operational approach. And we'll take it, if we take it home, then we'll talk about attacks in Iran using UAVs. So you just see where we get to when we see these headlines. So beside the technological capability of flying there, which is great, is there a chance that we're talking about this here on the stage using UAVs in our offensive efforts there? But when I look at the headlines that we are expecting to see in the last few months, I also see the aspect of an IDF that contains the entire world of drones and large tenders that are issued. This is a totally different event in the IDF. The entire world of UAVs on air, on the ground, and in the sea. The number of people that you'll see outside that are not even wearing the blue and white uniform or the Air Force uniform is great. There are processes that are done in Israel to connect all elements of the UAV community in a multidimensional way. this is going to happen this year, and perhaps the most significant thing that we're all experiencing is the UAV threat. We have this in the south, in the infiltrations from Egypt. It happened a few days ago when they talked about Judea and Samaria, and also the threat that is posed as a result. So what is leading us is the most significant trend that leads us into the revolution of the defense tech, and that is the operational need that is only growing. If we take all these and put them together and sum them up in one line said by the commander of the Air Force in February. This is his sentence, and it's actually quoted. Yes, Major General Tomer Bar says that the UAV is the sovereign of the battlefield in the Iron Swords War, and here I would say that he didn't do this on his own, but that's a change of conception among the decision makers and the strategists. And having said that, this is a slide that I presented in 2021. These are the gaps, and in 2021 on the national level, you probably remember the table and who is not there. On the national level, these are the gaps that we saw in 2021 in the UAV worlds. We don't have enough business infrastructure or aerial and regulatory. We cannot encourage the business development. We are not allocating monies directly to this field despite this being a national growth engine. This is the way we were in 2021, and it's not that different today, unlike the entire trend that we saw earlier. And this is why, as a bottom line for this place, ladies and gentlemen, in the world of UAVs, the cheese has been shifted altogether. And unless we continue to grow it through several places, and we'll talk about where and how, we'll be lagging behind. And this is why we need a national conception, and not only point a finger and say they should do it, but those sitting here and those outside are the UAV community and ecosystem with the assistance of the Ministry of Economy and other organizations and Yerucham that are advancing this topic. We decided to take this and move it forward and grow with it. And in April this year, we had a roundtable discussion that talks about this national conception, and we decided to embark upon this journey through a process of research, and we're doing a market research about what is the world of UAV in Israel and what is the ecosystem. We'll present it here, but just look at the deployment map of companies in Israel. We have more than 300 companies that are doing just that. Quite a few of them are here today, and in order to advance this forward, we need to go in the direction of the bottom line. This is how you advance things in Israel, with the help of government decisions. It's not the only thing that guarantees this, but we can say that the committee on AI definitely moved this forward, and we can do the same for the UAV. So UVID would deal with UAV as strategy, because UVID and UAVs are strategy. What is new? What is special? Yes, we're twice as many that we were years ago, and so much more is happening in the world, and we want to push it forward. There's a great international encouragement. The number of delegations that you'll see here is double the amount that we had in previous years. We'll talk about the dual use, the military and the civilian. There's a specific attempt to address it as a complementary field. So many newcomers and investors. Yes, we want to make sure that we have a panel of investors on the stage. There's so many investment entities. There are VCs and foundations and entrepreneurs all wanting to invest in UAVs in Israel, and they do look up to us. This is our agenda. We are here, only here. You don't need to look for any other room. This is the entrance. We'll be here from morning till late afternoon, as we should. We have lectures that are truly extraordinary in the afternoon, and I invite you all to enjoy this day, to continue and use it and be here. This is our panel of speakers, amazing speakers, of the best ones we have. They're all so excited to be here. I've been here for the 13th time. It is moving, very exciting, but it is true for all of them, and it is so legitimate to feel that way. Infected Mushroom would be here on the stage tomorrow, so definitely we have our role of actually warming us up. So companies, thanks to whom we're here, not just our great ideas to advance the UAVs in Israel, we do have business companies that make it happen year after year. So just respect them outside, give them their place, look at their ideas and technologies, and that's the idea. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And they are actually holding this and keeping it moving from year to year. We do invest in education. We have the team group and other organizations that show us how the future look like, the future of UAVs in Israel. When you go out, we give out those posters. One of the amazing things is if you go back to Haifa, taking the train, you would understand that you've been in the very same conference. If you hold this map in your hand, you'll know that this person was also there. We're going to hold the UAV summit in Yerucham. You can still register with the help of a barcode, but we want to have a round table and continue that process that you saw that which started in the month of April. UVID would not have you on the stage unless you have the date for next year's conference. So when would it be? In November? It's always in November. On the 12th of November 2026, UVID 14 would be taking place here with all of you. So thank